We did a study where we looked at nutrition and did 20 departments. Half had implemented the Wellness Fitness Initiative, half of them hadn't. And we looked at nutrition, did 24-hour food recalls with almost 800 firefighters, looked at on-duty and off-duty. And there's some troubling eating habits in the fire service. But again, I think some for really practical reasons. I mean, everything from a really inconsistent food environment to, when everyone does a good deed, they take cookies to the fire station. Christmas time, there's no better or worse place to be than a firehouse because there's just millions of calories on the counter from cookies and donuts and those types of things. And then a lot of tradition around eating in the firehouse. A lot of traditions around who buys ice cream. Like if you hit a curb, you buy ice cream. If your picture's in the paper, you buy ice cream. So there's a whole bunch of traditions around that. And firefighters show affection to each other through food, through cooking, through the way they eat. A lot of the bonding and a lot of what we know is really beneficial on the behavioral health side happens around the kitchen table. So it happens at dinner. So you don't want to be the one person at dinner who is going to eat chicken and grilled vegetables when everyone else is eating lasagna. So it's a challenge. It's, some departments say that they see an average 15-pound weight gain in the first year from recruit school, but it makes sense. I mean, if you especially, it's like the freshman 15, exactly. We did find that the second leading cause of calories from the food recalls was alcohol consumption. So I do think when we talk about nutrition, we can't discount the role that alcohol plays in terms of a quarter of our firefighters, when they did drink, drank the equivalent of calories of 3 Snickers bars. And on average, when they drank about a Big Mac's worth of calories. So that's a lot of calories to drink. And I think you can drink that much without thinking of it in terms of your overall caloric intake, where you wouldn't probably eat a Big Mac and not kind of calculate that as one of the things that you consume during the day. But you can easily drink 551 calories, and it was just a good night out. Some of the next steps of these findings, I think, need to be focused on just increasing awareness, particularly with alcohol use. I think it's, we didn't have a focus group where people didn't laugh when we gave the definition of a binge. A binge being 5 or more drinks for men or 4 more drinks for women doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're drinking that pretty consistently. So I think on the alcohol front, I think some education around that and how that risk factor plays in. Our average intake was 3.5 drinks for the folks who were drinking, which is right where you see the increases in cancer from alcohol use. So kind of understanding how that plays into everything else. Are people using it as a coping mechanism? Are people realizing if they're using it as a coping mechanism and tying in that behavioral health side? I think it's being aware of kind of the whole picture of how nutrition fits into overall lifestyle and weight gain.